welcome to my podcast. I'm Aemon, and I have 3 guests here with me today. They're going to introduce themselves.
Hi, I'm Ramisa.
Hi, I'm Samira.
Hi, I'm Wajd.
So today our topic is going to be Muslim parents, and I'm sure all of us have a lot to say. So I'd like to start off with something that we talked about earlier, which is university. How many of you guys here feel like you have a choice going to university?
I kind of have a choice, but it's not really like a choice type of thing. So it's...
Yeah.
Like, how would your parents feel if you didn't go to university?
Like,
Yeah.
as long as I have some type of work to do, you know what I mean? I have some type of path. But if I don't, I just say, like, I don't want to go to university and I don't know what I'm going to do, that's worse.
Yeah. I'd say for me, it's just like, I'm sorry, like, what did you say? Like, you're not going to university? How does that make any sense? Because I feel like our parents are from, like when they, like, a lot of our parents are immigrants here. We can agree on that.
Obviously. Yeah.
So, like, they all come from places where they think that we have, like, this opportunity, and then if we don't use it, it's, like...
Shame on
It's-
us type
yeah.
of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can agree that it's the same thing that, yes, I have to go to university, but at the same time, I kind of have less choice about where to go or where to be, where I want to be, and where they want me to be, you know? So that's the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not even just, like, university. It's, like, a career path, too.
Yes.
So it's, like, it's chosen for what field you're going to do in, what you're going to strive in.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the
Totally
thing
agree.
is, like, once you get older, like, this happened with my brother, like, my parents had a specific, like, career choice they wanted him to go, but as soon as he went through university, he obviously had a different choice, and I think once you get older, your parents are more lenient, and they're like, oh, it's your life, so my parents, like, let him do whatever he wanted.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
I can agree with that. I think when, like, you're younger, your parents just think that you don't know anything. It's kind of true.
I feel like it motivates you to do good in school. So if you
Yeah.
think about it, it's like if your parents want you to be in a certain career, you'd be like, okay, for me to, like, be in that certain career, I need to do well in, like, even middle school and high school.
Exactly.
So it builds that pressure already. So, but once they leave high school, they kind of get, for some people, I would say,
Yeah.
they kind of get that option. It's like, okay, so since I did good in high school, now I have more options than just be that,
Yeah.
you know?
That makes
Yeah.
sense. Cause
And it's like I don't even feel pressured. Like, it's not like, oh, I don't want to go to university, and my parents are going, no, you have to. And I'm like,
Yeah,
why?
exactly.
Like, I'm trying to rebel. I actually do want to go to university because I do have like my own specific career choice that needs university,
Yeah.
obviously.
It's not even parents, like society too, let's be honest. Like,
Yeah,
it's
I
told that,
totally agree with that. Yeah.
and it's the fact that they came into this new society. They're like, okay, we need to
Exactly.
fit in it.
Mhm.
So it's like we have to go
Yeah.
by their expectation. Because, like, let's be honest, if we lived in, like, back into, like, wherever, like,
Wherever,
Pakistan or wherever
yeah.
you came from, I don't think your parents will have the expectation for you to go to university there.
Yeah.
Because, like, nobody really...
Actually, like,
Yeah,
I
I disagree.
Like, my
I
parents,
disagree with that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I disagree with that because my parents, even if I was in Libya, they still probably wanted me to go to university. Like, education, like a higher level education is always super important to my parents. Like, even if the career choice I wanted didn't have university, I'm pretty sure my parents would have wanted me to go and still get that degree and, like, actually go through, like, graduation and stuff because, like, that's what makes my parents happy. And if it gives me, like, if it enlightens me more, like, I'm not mad about it. Like, if education makes me more, like, less ignorant, then
Yeah, I completely
Even in
agree
back
with that.
home, like, every second person is like a doctor, an engineer, or
Yeah.
somewhere in
Yeah.
like a higher
everybody back
position.
there goes
So
to university.
for my parents, it's more like, oh, if I don't choose to go uni, that's a problem.
Yeah.
They will get
Yeah.
mad
It's not
at me
even
for
like
not
Western
choosing.
society.
It's
It's
not,
Yeah.
your
yeah.
parents.
Exactly.
And, like,
Where your parents are, like, surrounded by, like, all the people.
Yeah.
and, like, if I was studying, like, back in, like, Pakistan right now, then, like, the only difference is that I'd have less options because the way that, like, their, like, education system is structured is, like, worse, in my opinion. Like,
Since
when
high
you go
school,
from...
you choose a career
Yeah,
path.
like, when you go from there and you come here and you look at the education system, you think that we're, like, very privileged, the way we
Yeah.
study, but then the more time you spend here, you think this is not good enough either because you
Yeah.
just find
'Cause
problems with things.
Right now, for me, the situation is like, yeah, they never pushed me to, like, go to a path. They're like, oh, you have to be a doctor. You have to be an engineer. They never pushed me to anything. Like, oh, you choose whatever you want to be. But when right now I'm facing the stage, of going to uni, they're like, oh, you can be whatever you want, but at the same time, stay here, stay home, and do something that's available right now to you right now, and then you move whatever you need to be in later. But my point is, like, then why'd you tell me when I was a kid that I can't choose whatever I wanna be?
Yeah,
when
I
right
agree
now
with
you're
that.
kind of pushing me where you wanted me to be. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
my parents also like are very like supportive about like you can do whatever you want to do, but they still want me to do something. Like I'm not just allowed to be like, oh, I'm just gonna do nothing. Like they're like, you gotta have a plan.
Yeah.
And my plan also has to match their plan.
Right?
To some degree.
And I think it also like connects with the thing that how other people think about us, because like sometimes my parents also think that what if like you go to that path, like whatever I choose, and you don't succeed, but like the neighbor's kids is succeeding in their field, so it's not gonna be a match in the society.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's such a messed up
I think like my parents and like I don't know if all of you guys can agree, but they care what other people think too. Like it's not just like what we think, it's what our community
To some
community
degree, my
thinks.
parents do care what other people think, and like education is like one of those things. Like, oh, your kid didn't go to university, everybody's gonna look at like
exactly.
your parents are gonna think everybody's gonna look at
It's
them
like
sideways.
they wasted their life type of thing.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
It's like
Yes.
they should have been something by now. If they went to university, they would have been this.
Yeah.
But since they didn't,
And I think they also look at it from the point of view that like they came here to give us like a better life and better opportunities, and when they see us wasting that, I think it like kind of like triggers them to get angry about it, and like I would get angry too if I did that.
Because
for
to
my
be
kids.
honest, like education, especially university, is such a huge privilege. Like not everybody in the world has it, and like sometimes you always have to think about like where you are in the situation, because I don't want to feel selfish in the way like I'm only caring about myself, but like I want to meet in the middle with my parents and with me. Like I don't mind doing university, but if I had a different career path that doesn't need university, I mean I wouldn't get mad at it. Like I'll still go.
I feel like for a lot of us, I don't know if you guys can agree with this too, but like I think like it matters to me what my parents think too, or like family, because I can't like make a decision and only think about myself, because it feels like too selfish to me.
For me, I have to consider my parents' choice as well.
Yes.
Like, it's not, okay, to be honest, for me, my parents did not choose what for me to be. You know what I mean? Because they just kind of said, like, okay, as long as you get an education, they don't really care what I be. So, like, for me, it's kind of like, but I still, like, I would give them an option, like, what I want to be. I would, like, list the options, and whatever does not make them comfortable, whatever, you know what I mean? Because I would have to compromise at the end of the day.
Exactly.
Well, at the same time, I kind of feel like I kind of owe them something, like to be in a position and to make them feel better where I am, because sometimes I just feel that whatever they have done for us, I cannot ever pay for whatever they've done for me, but like at the same time I feel I kind of owe them something so that they can be in a better position.
Because of, I agree with that. I think it's like really important to me too that like I feel like family sticks together, like you know what I mean, like even if like you guys have like problems or you disagree on something, at the end of the day it's like you need to respect each other and you have to compromise on some things, or else you can't like make a relationship work, and that's when you guys are like separating and your whole family is just like a mess and you're a mess.
Like family is a huge like part of my life, and so if I don't consider them in like my future, I just don't feel right. Like
I
it's
don't
like
feel
me
right
personally
either.
not feeling right. It's not like my parents are like,
it's not like
it's
they're
not like
making
it's
us
selfish
feel that
and
way or
like
anything.
it's not selfish on their end.
No.
Because I know many times in my life where I've been selfish and they've been like selfless.
Yeah, exactly.
Because a lot of
Because
times
they've
I
been
also
sacrificing,
think that, oh, I am right, they're not, but after a few days I'm like, no, they are actually right, and I was the wrong.
And I feel like the older like I get, the more I see like, okay, they're right about some things, and even if I disagree in the moment, I'm like, I think they might be right later. So it's like a happy balance, I think, between the
End of
two.
the day, they're family.
Yeah,
family is
they're
family.
And obviously, like, depends on your family, like, and what type of parents you have. Like, we can't speak to everyone, but I think like all of us here have like pretty decent families.
Yeah.
I would agree to that.
Yeah.
But like even like family itself, I feel like it's like more like appreciated from like where we're from than it's like here in the Western society.
Exactly.
I mean,
Because
'cause,
our
like
society, like back home, like like I was born here in Canada. Like I understand that, but like
exactly.
at home is where I spend most of my time. So culturally, I'm more Libyan than like Canadian, and over there is like a community sense instead of like a self sense.
Yeah.
And like I mean everybody sticks together. I don't like have a problem because humans are supposed to be codependent anyways.
I also
Yeah.
I like the way that like obviously there's issues in like every culture as well, but
Yeah.
I also think that I like the way it works because I feel like, for example, like a lot of times in like Western culture there'll be like kids that like they turn 18, they're like, oh, I'm like ready to move out, and I'm like, that doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
I stayed till I'm 25.
I'm staying forever. I don't see myself being alone. Like, no.
Yeah,
Who's gonna
I
cook
have
the
to
rice?
leave.
Me?
I'm
No.
staying.
Yeah, and it's like obviously we get on with our lives at some point and like
Yeah.
move out or do whatever we want to do, but like having that option is a huge deal. Like having that support from your family, like because when you're when you're 18, you're not that old. You're still like a
Yeah,
child.
you're still a child.
Yeah, like your parents, like for some people, I know their parents just say like, oh, you need to go off on your own or you need to
Yeah.
start paying rent or something, and I'm like, I could never do that to my child, or my parents would never. My parents would be insulted if I ever did that to
Yeah, it's
them.
like,
Yeah.
what are you doing? You're my child, you
Yeah.
know?
Right?
And to be honest, I feel like the most happiest when I'm with my family. So
Yeah, exactly.
it would be strange if I wasn't with
Yeah.
them,
Even
especially so young. Like next year, the next 2 years, like imagining if I had to move out, I couldn't like even grasp that like feeling
Yeah.
because I still feel like a child, to be honest.
And back home, everyone had that joint family, right? Like, even
Yeah.
I grew up in a family where all my dad's side, mom's side, brothers and sister used to live in together in one building, like probably different floors, but in together. So I grew with all my cousins and my uncles and aunts together.
Yeah.
And you
And-
really truly
yeah.
feel the vibe. Like
Yeah.
even during
Uh-huh.
Ramadan right now, like if you
Yeah.
don't have that sense
Exactly.
than you do
Yeah.
when you're like in
back
home. and so,
wherever, yeah.
Yeah.
But even like with just the community, like being around like other people who are fasting or being around other people that are Muslim, it creates like the sense of community
Yeah.
that like I feel like the like where we come from, it's like we look for people to create a community with, even if it's like something we can't have there like right now.
Whenever I like talk about this stuff about like my friends in here, and they're like, "Oh, this is so different," and then I feel that I am so lucky that I have raised in a family where everyone was there, and I learned how to share and to like think about other people besides thinking about just myself.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
and
know?
the misconception like Muslim parents are strict, we're not allowed to do anything, like whatnot.
Yeah.
Like our parents are semi-strict, and I
Yeah.
actually like that.
I like
because
I like that too.
I think I'm like grounded.
Grounded, yeah.
If I
exactly.
didn't have that strict of a family, I don't even know if like where I would be at. And our family is not even like that strict. Like my parents let me do whatever I want or express myself like physically.
Yeah.
Like people always have like a problem with like my piercings and whatnot, but like my parents are like fine with it as long as they're
Yeah.
not like
It's that stereotype that like, okay,
Yeah.
Muslim
Yeah.
parents, you know, they must like the kids must feel like
Yeah.
oppressed or whatever, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
They're like forced to do.
Exactly.
Okay, so we're gonna like wrap it up here a little bit, and I just want to speak to like what Samira said. I think you're right, and like whatever like strictness or whatever there is in our like families, I think it's just for the better, like to the most. I mean,
it's for the like
Yeah.
to benefit us.
To
Yeah.
benefit
But there's
yes.
to like a certain
certain level,
of
yeah,
stuff,
of
too,
course, and of
It's
course
not
we
like-
can't speak for everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody's
Yeah,
family
we
is
speak for our
different. Yeah, so
But like I think this episode is like important because like it's showing that everybody's like family
is
like,
unique too.
like it's unique, but it's, like we're all similar in the sense of we have the same religion,
Mhm.
but our values are different.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Makes us really appreciate like family itself
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
And that's like a big part of our life.
Life.
It's like family.
Family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we're gonna close it off here. So thank you for listening.
Peace.
Yeah.
Okay.